Hello, happy full moon, happy eclipse season. I hope you are integrating this energy well. I know it's a very intense time. I'm just going to record this So happy eclipse. We have a total lunar eclipse this week. It's just in a few days. And again, remember that with these eclipses and any full moon or new moon, these are portals. And it's not just on that day that we're going to feel the energy. We actually start to feel the energy at least 3 days before and 3 days after. Now, this one is particularly more powerful because this is a super full moon. So a super full moon is basically when the moon is closer to the earth. This means that the moon, its energy, its electromagnetic energy as well, is going to affect our energy. So if you think about it, the moon, when she's full, the ocean waves rise, and your body is made of at least 70% water, which means that the moon is going to pull on your waters. And water in energy, in alchemy, represents emotions. So your emotions are going to be being pulled during this super full moon. And what's so intense and powerful about this particular illumination is that not only is it just a super full moon, but it's a super full moon in Scorpio. Now, talking again about this water theme, Scorpio is the most intense water sign. And let me know in the chat, let me know in the comments if you're Scorpio. And you know, Scorpios are very intense, and it's a very intense water sign. And it's intuitive. Scorpio is all about the subconscious mind. And that's why you need to be paying very close attention to your dreams right now. So I'm curious, let me know in the comments, what types are your dreams being very vivid right now? Are they very detailed, or are you not remembering them, or you know, they're not really special? Let me know in the comments. How are your dreams manifesting right now? Because what's so fascinating is that not only does the water element rule our emotions, but the water element also, it governs the dream world. It governs dreams. So whenever it's Pisces season, you know, our dreams will be heightened because again, it's a water sign. So let me know. People are saying, yes, my dreams are very detailed and weird. And yeah, you're going to be having a lot of random dreams. And for a lot of us, you know, I know a lot of you guys are saying my dreams have been very detailed and realistic. I don't remember them very well, but dreams are kind of scary, vivid dreams, and a lot of people from my past showing up. And my dreams are coming to fruition. It's scary, cool. My dreams have featured a lot of my past friends, super detailed dreams, always dreamed about cemeteries last night. It's really weird. Hey, Dallas, Texas, what's up? Okay, so water, it governs the dream world. And so remember, it's a super full moon, so the super full moon is even more intense. Some people have mentioned that it's like 1,000 full moons. That's the power that a super full moon carries. And just remember, this is the first of 4 super full moons that we have coming up. Now, this is a super full moon on May 15th or 16th, depending on where you are in the world. And let's just, before I get into the details about what's happening, I want you to remember that whether you're watching this and it's not the full moon, it does not matter, because this is also a total lunar eclipse. It's not a partial, it's a complete and total lunar eclipse, which means the energy is even more potent. And that's why a lot of you have been saying your dreams are very intense, people showing up from your past, because that's what eclipses do. Eclipse season, it's not like, okay, the eclipse is on May 15th, and I'm just gonna be feeling the energy then. No, eclipses last for 6 months. We're going to feel their effects for the next 6 months. So this is why you have to pay close attention to your dreams right now. Even if they are completely bizarre, even if it's like a lot of you said it's from past childhood friends or past memories. Write your dreams down. It's honestly going to make such a big difference. And for those of you who have difficulty remembering your dreams, this is something that can help you. If you write down your dreams, it's going to help you to remember, and it's going to trigger your subconscious mind into remembering more of your dreams later on. So it's a great practice. As soon as you wake up in the morning, just put a notebook next to your bed so that you don't even have to go look for it, so that it's natural and easy. So eclipse season, it lasts for 6 months, and this portal, it peaks. It's already peaking. Today's May 13th. It's peaking from May 13th until about May 22nd. So that's when this energy is completely intensified and magnified. But this eclipse portal will remain open until mid-June, like 5 days before the solstice on June. So just remember right now, this is a time for energy to be purged. So I know a lot of you have been saying, it's very intense. I feel like I'm hitting rock bottom. Like, I feel you, and that's why I wanted to have a live today with our soul family, because we're all going through this. We're all going through this. I might be smiling right now. I might be really joyful right now as I am connecting with you, because I love connecting with this. I love seeing how you guys are feeling the energy, how you guys are integrating this intense buildup of all this cosmic activity. But we've all been feeling it. My life has been super intense as well, and so I just want to share some tips right now with you for how to navigate this period. Again, keep in mind that this eclipse season, we're going to feel the effects until the next 6 months, and if you put in the effort now, if you put in your intention, if you put in your focus, if you put in your energy into working through these things that are appearing right now, which seems like things are going wrong, it's not that necessarily that things may be going wrong. It's just energy being purged. Sometimes it is, and sometimes those, and I'm going to talk about how to discern, what's going wrong versus what's a karmic cycle that's being cleared up for you. Okay, so there's so much that I want to share with you all. So I'm just trying to, we're going to go step at a time, okay? Because there's so much energy that first I want to talk about. So I think we're going to talk about first the planets, and then we're going to talk about how these planets may be affecting our lives. And it's not like these planets, like, they're more powerful than us, or we have to worship them, or we're at their mercy. No, it's nothing like that. Think about the weather, okay? So if it's raining, you're gonna go grab an umbrella, and you're gonna grab a rain jacket. You're gonna be prepared. If it's gonna be super hot and sunny out, you're gonna be grabbing your sunglasses, you're going to be drinking more water, making sure you're hydrated, right? So it's sort of like a forecast, right? The weather doesn't dictate our lives, but we have to adjust to the weather so that we can go throughout our day more easily, right? Because it would be very stressful for our eyes if we don't have a hat, if we don't have sunglasses when it's super sunny out, okay? So that is how I want you guys to take this information. These planets, all of these things that we're talking about in terms of energy updates, we're not at their mercy. It's just sort of like the environment, and this is how we can navigate this period. So let's start there. Yes, I'm going to try to upload this on YouTube, so please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram to make sure you get all of these updates. And again, the reason why I wanted to come on and specifically for this is because right now we are in such an intense time. It's sort of like a tipping point too in the collective, and I love this because it's 111 right now, and 1 represents new beginnings. So I want you all with me right now. Let's just take a deep breath. Let's just take a deep belly breath. Breathe in for 5 counts. Take a deep breath in, and exhale out all of the stuff that you've been holding on from the past for 8 counts. So breathe in this new breath, this new energy. And exhale out all of the old stuff that we've been holding on to for 8 counts. And again, take the deep breath in of this new breath, new energy. And exhale out all of the anxiety, frustration. Beautiful. So, whenever you guys are seeing angel numbers, are you seeing angel numbers? I'm curious. Let me know in the comments what numbers have been appearing in your life, either on your watch or in receipts, at the gas station, in your emails. What numbers have been popping up for you? I'm just curious, because that's also really helpful, because for some of us, our spirit guides communicate through numbers, because for some of us, we haven't opened up our clairaudience and our intuitive psychic abilities completely yet. A lot of us have, but we're not aware of them, and so they use numbers to communicate with us. So let me know what numbers you're seeing. 444, 999, 555. 888, 444, 1234. I've been seeing 1234 as well a lot. 111, 444, 1212, 441133, 3388. Also 123, 505, 1234, 420, 222, 1010, 22, 333, 1122. Yes, I see 1122, 1133, and 1144 a lot. 1222, 1234, 1122, 757, 1010. That's awesome. 222, 999, 777. Okay, so what you want to do is, with these numbers, whenever they show up, just like we did right now, you want to acknowledge them. Because imagine if you have a friend and they're like, hey, do you want to go out for dinner? Or like, hey, I thought about you and I want to gift you this crystal or whatever. And imagine if you don't respond to your friend when they're trying to help you. It's like, they're going to take that the wrong way, right? Our spirit guides don't work the same way. Of course, their emotions work in a different way, and also some of them don't even have emotions. And so what's really important when you're seeing any of these repeating numbers is just, first of all, be aware, give gratitude, and pay attention to what the number is. Every single number in numerology represents something unique. And what's super fascinating is that this full moon, it's a total lunar eclipse, and the maximum of the eclipse, because remember, what is an eclipse? Well, what is an eclipse? Eclipse is when the sun and the moon and the earth sort of do a dance, and that's why the moon will either block out the sun and it will make a ring of fire, or the moon will look very bright and red. And so when it's a lunar eclipse, the earth sits between the sun and the moon. So imagine I'm the earth, okay? I'm Tara. I'm the earth, and here's the sun and here's the moon, and the earth is right in between. So look at this intense amount of energy we are receiving from the sun and we're receiving from the moon. And this is why the moon will look red. That's why it's called the blood moon, because it looks red. And so the maximum of the eclipse, because the eclipse is going to last for a few hours, but the peak of the eclipse is happening at exactly 9:11. I think it's 9:11 UTC. Don't quote me on that, but it's 9:11 in once. It might be 9:11 Pacific time, actually. 9:11 Pacific time. I posted about it on my IG story. But 9:11 is the number of the light warrior. It's the number of the light worker. So during this time, why is this so intense? Is because it's a total lunar eclipse. It's a super full moon. It's in Scorpio, and Saturn is squaring this eclipse. Saturn is a massive, giant planet. It's super massive, so its energy is very powerful. So Saturn is the planet that governs karma. It governs time. It governs hierarchies and structures. So when the planet of karma is becoming square to both the sun and the moon during an eclipse, this is a lot of intense energy. I love this because I just saw 111 on the live as well. So which is really interesting, because when Saturn, who is governing karma, it's not just asking us to purge karma from this lifetime, because we're always making karma. Every thought, every word that you say, every action, even if it's a thought inside of your head and not external, that is karma. Okay, so we're always creating karma. And so we have accumulated so much karma in this life. Think about how many thoughts you had today. Think about how many words you spoke today. But it's not just, the thing about eclipses is that eclipses bring out things from our past. And so the Saturn aspect is bringing up past life karma. And I know a lot of you guys earlier, you were saying that you've been having a lot of dreams from people in your past. And sometimes, that is, again, the eclipse energy, because there's something there that we have to clear. So think about even though those people from your past or memories from your past may seem random, take a moment to sit with those people and those memories and ask, how do I feel about them now? How did I feel about them before? Because there's something there that you need to integrate. Now let's talk about going back to Saturn. Saturn governs karma. And so I know a lot of you also said that you're having dreams about, they're just so weird. And this is because our karma from previous lifetimes are being cleared right now. That's why this is super intense. And that's why I saw someone said, I'm feeling super exhausted. And you're feeling very exhausted because your higher self is clearing this past life karma for you. Okay, this is the thing about energy clearing. Sometimes it automatically happens because our higher self is like this all-knowing, wise being, wise aspect within ourselves. So even though the ego, the mind, the human aspect may not be aware of what's happening, the higher self is coming in and clearing this past life stuff for us. Not completely, because remember, we have a conscious mind and a subconscious mind. We have an ego and we have a soul and a spirit. So this is where, your spirit is doing the work, but you also have to put in the work. And this is what I'm referring to. When you put in the work now, and I know it's difficult with these uncomfortable emotions. I know it can be very exhausting and overwhelming. I've been feeling it myself, but the more that we can sit and just really feel through these uncomfortable emotions, and just let them flow through, it's like the ego, the mind, is allowing the soul and the spirit to allow the clearing to happen. Because if we prevent the fears from coming in, the griefness, the sadness, the anxiety from coming in, then the clearing cannot completely happen. The integration cannot happen. And I know it's very intense. Trust me, I'm going through it too. It's not fun. But what's really reassuring is me knowing that I'm clearing things from my past, and I don't have to understand it. It's not logical for me to understand because I know about my past lives, because I've used techniques to connect with past lives, but I don't know all of them. And we have had hundreds of thousands of lifetimes. I mean, all of us, we have, our souls have ages. Yes, a lot of you are old souls because all of this is so natural to you, right? All of this is like, yep, I get this. I know, I understand it. And you're actually you may notice that you tend to gravitate towards older people. That's another clear sign. You're wise beyond your years. That's a sign that you're an old soul and all of these different things. And so don't try to understand what's happening right now with the mind completely, because again, it's not going to make sense, because you're clearing stuff from your past lives. And that's why some dreams may not make sense, but that's your higher self coming in and helping you to clear things from your past lives. Okay, that's one aspect. And then the other aspect is the conscious mind. So yes, the spirit is doing this work, but we also have to do this work. So what does this mean? It means you being very, very loving and kind to yourself. So I know a lot of you are light warriors, you're empaths, and you have this beautiful, huge heart. And now it's time to turn that heart within. And it's time to share that compassion with yourself, because, you know, it is a lot that's going on. Some of us are also processing and clearing things for the collective. We have collective karma. Think about the body that you reincarnated in. Think about your ancestors and your ancestral lineage that you reincarnated in. You're also clearing stuff up for that. So we're clearing a lot, and that's why it's intense. So number one thing is you have to be gentle with yourself. And I wanted to share some tips with you guys. So I know a lot of you have been feeling really exhausted and tired, and it is because we're clearing so much and we're integrating so much. And when these portals happen, again, this is the earth, here's us, and here's the moon, and here's the sun, and we're literally in the middle of it. So there's this giant, if you can think about it, let's say that we're the earth, right? We're these beings living here on earth. And let's just say normally we have this protective layer around the earth called the atmosphere. You know, we have this magnetic layer that protects us, and we have this atmosphere that protects the earth. So when these portals happen, this protective layer starts to have holes, and these are kind of like portals, right? So that's why a lot of energy is streaming much faster into the earth. And so that's why right now healing and releasing is happening much faster. So this is why I keep saying, if you put in the work now, the effort, your soul is going to evolve like this. Usually, you know, our soul evolves like this, but right now it can evolve like this. And again, it's because we're in these portals, and because talking about quantum physics, wormholes, and you know how time loops and all of these things, when you put in the hard work right now, you're going to make a big positive shift in your life, not only for the next 6 months, but beyond that. So how do you deal with the tiredness? One thing that is going to be key for you is breathing. That's why we were just breathing right now. So, and this sounds so simple, you know, it does sound so simple, like, duh, I'm already breathing, soul. Like, I don't need you to tell me to breathe, I'm already breathing. But I just can't stress the fact that how you have to breathe very deep from your belly. Breathe from your solar plexus. Breathe from your area of your personal power. On May 15th, when we have this eclipse, for most of the world it's going to be on May 16th around midnight. Okay, but on May 15th in Vedic astrology, sidereal astrology, the sun is going to enter Taurus. So if we think about Taurus as a very earthy sign, and in tropical astrology, we're already in Taurus season, and I want you to get more into your body. So this is why breathing is going to help, and breathe from your personal power, from your solar plexus. And this means like breathing for 5 seconds into your belly. Let's do it right now. So take a deep belly breath in for 5 seconds. And exhale out for 8 seconds. Okay, and think about how now maybe your vision has changed. Maybe your thoughts are slowing down. Maybe you're able to feel your body more. So breathing will help you with the tiredness, because the solar plexus is your area of personal power. It's like the mini sun inside of you. The sun is vitality. So if you breathe from your vitality, you're going to have more energy. And the reason why I'm mentioning this is because me and Honey, we went to a Buddhist monastery last month, and I asked, because I would fall asleep a lot in my meditations. Let me know if that happens to you. Do you notice that you just fall asleep in meditation and you can't really stay awake? So I asked him, how can I not fall asleep in my meditations? And he said to just breathe more. So you can also do the breath of fire, where you just breathe in through your nose consecutively. So we'll just do it together right now. Just breathe in very quickly through your nose. So just breathe in. And then you can just keep doing it for however long you can. So that's going to help you with your energy levels. If you do that for 30 seconds, just breathe through your nose and exhale, breathe through your nose and exhale. That will help you. It's the breath of fire. And so that's going to be helpful. What I personally did today is I took geritol. So geritol is an amazing multivitamin, and it helps you with your energy level, especially dealing with ascension symptoms. So I would recommend that you take geritol, take vitamin C. Make sure you get the most pure type of vitamin C that you can get. Don't get, the like packets and stuff that have a bunch of chemicals. Try to find the most natural ones. And to be honest, this week, I personally I drink coffee maybe like once every 2 to 3 months, but I had to drink coffee this week. I have been drinking green tea with mushrooms to help me to basically to help with the tiredness. So that's one thing to remember. You have to find, everything's going to change. Right now, maybe you need to sleep more. Maybe you need to put your phone down earlier and sleep earlier, because and every single hour that you sleep before midnight counts almost like 2 or 3 times the hour as you would sleep after midnight. So this is in Chinese traditional medicine, because your body organs, let's say the lungs will heal themselves between 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. So, and then the brain will heal itself and regenerate itself between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. Actually, that's the gut. But you get the point. If you can sleep before midnight, that will help you to get more quality sleep. Also, taking cold showers. I just took a cold shower before this live. That's going to help you to get more energy and more oxygen in your system. Do not stress your system out. And if you've never done it, don't just jump into a cold shower. Gradually decrease the temperature so that it's more easier for your body to adjust. So that will help you with your tiredness. But also the most important thing for you to do right now with the tiredness is to be gentle, extra kind with yourself. We are going through like a spiritual surgery right now, if you want to think about it that way, with this intense super full moon, a total lunar eclipse energy. So if you think about a friend, if a friend were to have surgery, would you be like, hey, drink some coffee, you can't be laying down, you gotta go up and you gotta go do work? You would never say that to a friend. You would never say that to anyone, right? And that's what's happening to us. And this is the thing about living in this 3D reality in these in the times that we're living in right now. We are so soaked up in capitalism. We're so soaked up in this culture of go, 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 go. Give me an energy drink. Give me another coffee. Give me another espresso shot. We are just constantly trying to, we're acting like our bodies are robots. Your body is not a robot. Your body was never meant to be a robot. You're not constantly meant to be going and going. So this is where you have to be really strong and have boundaries for yourself and be like, okay, I can't. Today I'm gonna take the day off work, or I'm gonna take a nap. And again, this is not you being lazy or, whatever our culture tries to tell us. It's about self-care. You are not robots. We're not machines. I know our modern economic system treats us like machines, but that's not what we're meant to do. And so just return back to the basics, and rest and listen to your body. That's the number one thing. We're in Taurus season, so it's all about being in your body. I want to ask you guys a question. Have any of you felt like you've had root chakra pain? And I'm only asking if this has been new for you. So in the past week, have you had new lower back pain? And again, I'm not asking you if you've always had lower back pain. This is for those of you who have noticed a new type of pain in your like root pelvis area, like your lower back, like the bottom of your spine. Let me know if any of you have been feeling that. I'm just curious, because again, like I'm experiencing my own I'm going through my own ascension process, right? My body is changing itself. I'm going through a huge life change right now. I just moved. I'm in a completely new place. I'm going to also be entering a new life stage, which is very it's scary because it's new. So I'm entering a new life stage, and I have to make some really important decisions. And so, you know, I also like want to practice that discernment. Is that my energy, or is it the collective energy? So let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments. Are any of you feeling any or it could be like a short type of pain in your pelvis area, in your root chakra, in your lower back. So let me know in the chat. I don't see anyone writing in the chat, so I'm guessing that's just me, and that's totally normal, you know. And we are all going to be integrating this energy in a unique way. For some of us, I know I said a lot of us are going to feel exhausted, but some of us are going to be super energized and fully charged with this eclipse, okay? And this is where you have to really connect with the energy yourself. And the best way that you can do that is by listening to your body, because your body is such a powerful antenna. Your body receives information before your mind receives it, right? Just like if you're feeling something poking you, you're not going to think about it. Your arm is just going to move. And so ground, be in your body. We're in Taurus season, and that's going to help you. I know some of you said you're feeling anxious and anxiety. That's going to help you with that. If you've been feeling really overwhelmed or anxious, go do yoga, dance, jump around, but move the energy around. That's so important. I cannot stress that enough. Move your body around during this time, because karma and karmic memories and any sort of karma gets stuck in our DNA. It's karmic energy in our DNA. And so when you move your body around, you're also helping to release that karma, and you're allowing the process to happen much faster, to be honest. So move your body in any way that resonates with you. I can't see the chat. Oh my gosh, I haven't been seeing the chat because I stopped up there. I was like, no one's talking to me. I was like, am I still on here? That's so funny. Okay. Let me see. Okay, now I'm gonna see your answers. I'm having a hard time moving forward with all my plans that I was so motivated for. Don't worry if you're feeling stuck right now in a limbo. That's normal. We just had Mercury Retrograde on the 10th. So Mercury Retrograde, this is just a few days before the eclipse. So this Mercury Retrograde is going to influence this eclipse. We just had Pluto go retrograde a day before the solar eclipse. And so Pluto retrograde is all about power and dynamics. Mercury retrograde is all about like reflecting and rethinking things. So maybe right now it's a time for you to step back and reflect. Be like, why do I want this new project? Why do I want this new relationship? Is this really what I want? Because this eclipse energy, manifestation happens faster. So don't manifest things until you really have reflected and it's like, this is really what I want. Because your manifestation will materialize very quickly. I'm telling you that right now. So just if things are not moving forward, just know that that might actually be working for you. Okay, think about, wow, like, you know, spirit is just making room and it's doing the background planning for things to be more smooth and easy for you once you actually start that relationship, start that project, whatever it is that you're intending. Okay, people are saying, yes, I feel new pain in my lower back, sensations in the root and sacral chakra. Yesterday I felt more like a new activation in this area. My lower back, left side's oblique, my heels. Tons of people are feeling back pain. So yes, I stretch and I feel bones cracking into place. Yeah, that's an ascension symptom, bones cracking. Okay. Yeah, okay, people are feeling lower back pain. Okay, that's good to know. Talking about the sacral chakra. So when well, right now there's so much happening in the collective, but also in the cosmos. So remember, when we're talking about, we're not at the mercy of the collective. We're not at the mercy of planets, but we are affected by them. So this is what I want you to know, that the collective right now is in so much instability. Think about the economy right now. Think about the political landscape. Think about the health aspect, right? Think about the social aspect, you know, like especially what happened with the Supreme Court last week, and everyone like lost their shit, you know, when some papers got leaked. And it's fascinating because that paper from the draft from the Supreme Court was leaked on the same week that Pluto went retrograde. Pluto is all about exposing secrets. Scorpio is also about exposing secrets and the shadows. This is a total lunar eclipse in Scorpio. So I would definitely expect things rising to the surface in your relationships, at work, in your projects. Things are going to rise into your awareness right now that you're going to be like, whoa, I never expected that. Or like, wow, I didn't even think about that. And just really, you want to right now be very open to receiving. Be open to receiving. And that's why I would recommend the eclipse is, again, it's the portal of the eclipse is peaking from May 13th until about May 22nd. During this time, like, journal. Please try to journal if you can. You know, write a quick message to yourself on your phone. Do something, because a lot of information is going to be coming to you. A lot of it will. Talking about the lower back pain, so that's connected to the collective instability and your internal instability, right? Because we're connected to this web of life. We are just a fractal. We are a tiny aspect of all of the beings on Earth, but also all of the planets in this universe, all of the galaxies. It's not one galaxy, guys. There are millions and billions of galaxies. You are one tiny aspect of that. That doesn't mean you're a tiny peasant. It means that you are one fractal of this amazing cosmic thing. And when we think about quantum entanglement, whatever, we all came from the source, the Big Bang, you know, the universe, God, source, spirit, creation, whatever you believe in. We all came from this one seed and expanded into a bunch of different seeds. And we all feel the energy of all of the seeds that we're connected to. So sometimes in your body, you'll feel weird stuff. And it's because you're picking up on the collective. And this is why you have to practice discernment. You have to ask, is this anxiety mine or is it from the collective? Is this fear mine or is it from the collective? You have to ask yourself these things. No one's going to tell you that for you. You don't need a guru. You don't need a a master to tell you that. The master is your body. The master is your spirit, your own soul, and you need to start connecting with that. No one's going to do that for you. You got to do it yourself. And this is what I'm saying. This is where the hard work comes in, where you got to really sit in and listen to your body, listen to the inner voice, listen to that inner wisdom that is connected with the universal wisdom. Okay? So right now, there's a lot of craziness happening out in the world. And of course, I'm reincarnated with a womb. And of course, I've also been triggered with the whole thing happening in the US with abortion. But it's not just in the US, across the world, femicide rates, aggression directly targeted towards females is skyrocketing. Women are being murdered left and right, and no one's doing anything about it. No one's saying anything about it. And so all of this is purging to the surface, right? Like, this has been happening, and it's happening now more, because think about it. All of the toxicity right now, that's what eclipses do. Eclipses create a shadow so that in the shadow, the darkness can be exposed and more light can come in. And so with this whole thing happening with the Supreme Court and women's rights and abortion's right, and also not just like women's rights, but the rights of our bodies. Think about COVID. A lot of us were forced to get this, to travel, to go to work, or to go to school, and we didn't have control over our bodies. And so this is again, it's building up right now so that we take back our power. We bring light into no one can tell me what to do with my body. I am and always in control, no matter what man-made law is out there. And so remember, right now, all of this toxicity is just a part of it. It's natural. It's an evolution. As there's a social evolution that happens, a biological evolution that is happening on our planet right now. There is a solar cycle, there's the climate cycle, the social cycles, and all of these cycles are basically coming to an end right now. So it's like cycle on top of cycle on top of cycle. This is what this is connected to this whole ascension process. And also we have a 26,000-year-old cycle that's ending. So it's all of these cycles coming up. Talking about cycles, Jupiter just entered Aries, starting a new 12-year cycle. And this is why I'm telling you, does Aries represent? Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. And it doesn't matter if you are Aries or not, this is going to affect you. You need to connect with this Aries and Jupiter energy of connecting with your personal power. Aries doesn't take shit. No, Aries just does its own thing. Aries is an innovator, it's a leader. So you have to really take energy right now and be bold. Whatever is happening around you, with your family, with the government, with your community, at work, take back your power and be bold and embrace your leadership, because no one can tell you what to do but yourself. No one can control you but yourself, and you cannot control anyone but yourself. So that is the key there, for you to take back your power and just really focus on that during this eclipse. And during this eclipse, again, remember, we're not at the mercy of planets. We're not at the mercy of the collective energy. It's all about I see what's happening, and this is how I'm going to work with this energy. Because what's also happening is that Mars is entering Pisces on May 15th. So that same day as the eclipse, Mars is entering Pisces. So Pisces is a very sensitive, emotional sign. It's a water sign. And Mars is a very fiery, intense, Mars is a planet of war, of aggression, of passion, of sexuality. And so this Mars is not usually comfortable in this sign of Pisces. So this is happening on the day of the eclipse. And you may notice that you may notice that your conversations may start to get aggressive, or some pent up emotions might be rising to the surface. So this is why you have to be very mindful of your words right now. Mercury just went retrograde. When these retrogrades happen, or when the retrogrades end, that energy is magnified. So right now that Mercury energy is still magnified. So what I would recommend is take a few deep breaths to cool down, and be very mindful with your words, because some of us are going to be very aggressive, and we're going to have a lot of pent up energy, and we're just going to express it. So this is where you have to really align yourself. Don't allow your emotions to control you. Again, allow emotions to flow. You can get angry. A lot of us see anger as a bad emotion. That's one of the things that triggers me. Good vibes only. Like, no, it's not about good vibes only. It's about all the vibes. All the vibes. It's about embracing all of it. We as humans, we were meant to experience all of it. And this is where alchemy comes in. This is where your personal mastery comes in. Yes, I'm going to allow myself to get angry because I'm a human. It's biological. How can you prevent your body from something natural, biological from happening? Allow the anger to be expressed in a healthy way. Okay, allow yourself to get angry, scream, or like do whatever, listen to an intense song, dance it out, go for a run, lift some weights, do it in a healthy way, and then transmute that anger into empowerment, into creativity, into acceptance, into neutrality. And this is where you take back your power. And so that's what I personally was doing when all the craziness happened with the Supreme Court, because I was like, I'm not going to let the government dictate how I feel. I'm not going to let the government dictate what I'm going to do with my womb. It's just like, okay, F you, you don't even have wombs. You don't even have to carry this thing in your body for 9 months. 9 months. You don't even have to do that. So how can you be telling me? So I allowed myself to express the anger, but I was like, this is just distraction. And I want you guys to know that this is why discernment is so important. There's a lot of change happening in our world, and there's a lot of distraction happening in our world deliberately, because when we're distracted, when we're confused, what is the truth? What's not the truth? What's a fact check and what's not a fact check? When these things happen, we go into a space of disempowerment, because when we're confused, we're like, oh, we don't know what to do. What should I do? What should I believe? Your body, your aura, your power shrinks. So this is why it's important for you to listen to that inner guru, that inner teacher, that inner wise being within yourself, which you already are, but you need to start listening to that more and trusting that more. And it's all about building this practice. And that's exactly what we do in the Alchemy Academy. That's why I focus so much in the Alchemy Academy. I'm not distracting myself with other things, because right now what we really have to focus on is building these strong foundations of learning, how do we master our mind, our emotions? How do we channel directly from source, directly the truth, instead of channeling from things pretending to be other things, or our ego pretending to be our soul, and all of these things. So practicing discernment for you is so important right now. Eclipse energies do get manipulated, because the eclipse itself is not bad. I know in my reels that I made for the solar eclipse, people in the comments were coming at me, and they were like, you're wrong, you're not supposed to be manifesting during eclipses. I've been told not to manifest, it's not a good time to manifest, and all of these things. And you know what? Traditionally, yes, that's what has been told. Traditionally, you're not supposed to manifest during eclipses, because the energy is so chaotic. But guess what? Things are changing. We are entering a new world. We're entering a new era of human consciousness. We're entering the golden age of Aquarius. Those were rules from the dark ages. We now have to change how we work with energy, because now we're becoming more powerful. Now we are becoming more conscious. From this space of more consciousness, we are able to work with more energy. So this is why I'm telling you, work with this particular eclipse that's coming up, and any future eclipse, by connecting with its unique energy, because every every eclipse has its own flavor, and it's going to have its own packaging for your natal chart, for your own life journey. Okay, so this is why you have to connect with it directly. That's the number one priority. It's not about like saying this is going to be horrible for everyone or this is going to be great for everyone. Parts of that is true, you know, because we do have this collective energy, but then we got to get nuanced and detailed. And that's when you have to really start to connect with your inner center and how does this energy feel for you? Okay, so getting off of that, yes, prayer and meditation is key. And yes, it is key. You are 100%. Prayer and meditation is so important. When we are praying, you know, if that resonates with you, make sure you're praying from a space of empowerment. It's not like you're a helpless being asking for these angels and God, source, spirit, creation to like help you. No, you are powerful. You're just asking for more of that power and that clarity that these beings have to be shared with you. You know, we're all ascended masters basically in training, because remember, we're all coming from that same seed. So we already have that, and it's about remembering that. So let me just see what else. I already feel the Mars entering Pisces energy. Mars in Pisces is in my birth chart. Yeah. So you definitely want to you want to look at your birth chart. And this eclipse is going to be at 25 degrees of Scorpio. And so look at where that is in your chart. What house is that? Because that will show you where all the houses represent different things, right? And so it's going to show you in what aspect of your life. Is it your career, your relationships? Is it your spirituality? Is it, you know, what aspect of your life is this bringing an end to? Because eclipses usually bring an end to something. And again, for this particular eclipse, is bringing an end to things across lifetimes. So that's really important. So what else do I want to talk about? There's just so much to talk about, but I just want to quickly go back to the fact that there's a lot of distraction right now, and this is why you have to really be in your power. You have to really, really be in your power and call back your power as much as you can, because we are deliberately being distracted. And this is so that we're confused, so that we do feel disempowered. And you know, for a lot of the time I was like, wow, these people are so evil, you know, why do them, like, you know, they're evil geniuses and they suck and all these things. But again, me judging that fuels that duality, because they're also playing their roles. The people who want to keep the politics, economy, the society the same, the people who want to keep their power, they are also playing a role. You know, they're playing the role of the bad guys. And that's not an easy role to play. And so this is where, like, the more neutral that you can be, the more power that you will have, and the more perspective that you will have. Because remember, as playing, like, everything is a simulation, right? We're in these bodies, but the soul is going to live forever. The higher self, the soul, can see the whole board game. Right now, you can think about your life as a Monopoly game. It's a board game, and we're the little car on the board game playing, right? But our higher self is moving that car along the board game. And so the higher self can see the big picture. It can see the whole game. And so this is why you have to sit back, not observe things from an emotional point of view, not observe things from like purely an ego mind based, but your higher mind has to come in and see things, how everything is playing together. And the more that you can do that, the more peace that you will have, the more power that you will have. And this also is so important for you to know, because right now your emotions are going to be all over the place, right? Let me know how are you feeling right now? Let me know, not during this live, but how have you been feeling in the past, let's just say 3 weeks? How have you been feeling in the past 3 weeks? What emotions have been arising? You know, how's life going and all these things? Let me know. Okay, so people are saying I'm crying. I feel you. I was crying too, like 2 days ago, because talking about people coming from our past showing up. You know, my late uncle, it was his birthday on May 7th, and Facebook reminded me, and so I just started crying because like I miss him so much. But obviously, you know, and then I called his spirit in. Because I missed him so much. Because death is just a transformation. Our loved ones are still there, so you can still connect with them. Okay, let's see what people are saying. I'm on edge, indecisive, releasing. I am very angry and I have a lot of hate. I am Ukrainian. So I'm sending you so much compassion right now, because I can, I can only imagine how triggering that must feel. So I'm sending you so much compassion. And again, remember to be compassionate with yourself. That anger, how can you channel that anger into creativity? Can you create a fundraiser for the people of Ukraine? Can you create art to draw more attention to the situation in Ukraine? You know, can you write poems? Again, bring anger. The other aspect of anger is creativity, because anger is stored in the Sacral Chakra. Sacral Chakra is your emotions and your creativity and sexuality. So how can you transmute that hate? Because once you have that hate, it's going to create a tennis match, and then it's just going to be like your hate is going to be played on. And your hate is just gonna never stop ending. It's like a tennis match. Let me hit the hate that way. Okay, I'm gonna hit the hate back at you. Let me hit the hate that way. I'm gonna hit the hate back at you, you know? So it's about ending that tennis match for yourself. Once you do that for yourself, you help to ease that hate and that tension and that anger for that situation that's happening in the world right now. So be compassionate with yourself. Allow that anger to flow through you and transmute it. People are saying, I've been so emotional, dealing with a lot, feeling exhausted, releasing. Honestly, I've been feeling good, just tired here and there. Tired, unsettled, frustrating, happy, all the emotion, releasing a lot, anxious, emotional. So much from my past have been showing up. Many changes, anxiety, lack of trust, tired and confused for the most part, but the warrior spirit won't let me die. Stagnant, anxious, emotional, went through a random breakup and my grandma passed away. I'm so sorry for your loss. Dealing with an old karmic relationship that I thought I was healed from. Very emotional lately has been intense emotions, roller coasters. I was crying a few hours, observing everything, contemplating and reflecting. Too much exhaustion, emotional, all over the place. New opportunity, connected to all connection involving sensitive place with an overpowered size. Don't know, but a bit difficult, overthinking, observing my feelings, mindful and more observant. I've been feeling so tired, a lot of anger, frustrating, emotional. Tired, mental fog, my OCD got so much worse, stressed all the time, crying. Yes, the crying, allow it to happen. Don't judge. I know in our society we like to judge crying, but crying is a wonderful type of release. So just allow that release to happen. Okay, a lot of you guys are saying like you're feeling very you're feeling a lot of like anxiety and overwhelmingness, and the best way, or the most, not the best, there's no like best way, but one of the smoothest way for you to move through this intense eclipse season is to allow the overwhelming, the anxiety, all of those emotions, allow them to pass through your body. Do not get attached to them and just observe, because they're not gonna stay there forever. Again, this is a super powerful eclipse. It's you know, the super full moon, Scorpio, total lunar eclipse, Saturn squaring it. Also on the same day, it is Vesak Day, so it's the day that that celebrates Buddha's birth, his enlightenment, and his death, and it represents transformation. So right now we're moving through a lot of transformational energy, and so can you just allow that energy to be purged so that new energy can come in? It's like we're up leveling, and up leveling feels super uncomfortable at first, but remember, just allow, don't get attached to emotions, and let them flow through. So we are actually having a full moon ceremony and eclipse ceremony coming up, and this in this eclipse ceremony, you know, we're going to be working through releasing karma from our past lives. So how does this work? Why is it important for us to release karma from our past lives? Because when we release karma, here we are in this incarnation. But remember, there are parallel realities happening. There are multiple timelines happening. Let me just show you something real quick. So, oh God, that's too ugly. Let me write this again. Okay, this is the infinity symbol. We are all familiar with this infinity symbol, correct? So here we are right here. Here we are, this is the present moment, right? This is the present moment right here, and this is the past. This is the past right here. So do you see how these two are connected, like by this loop? And then this is the future, okay? This is the future right here. I'm unpacking still, so my markers are in the whiteboard. I haven't opened them yet, so bear with me. I'll do this for next time. I'll bring a whiteboard next time. So this is our future, this is our present, this is the past. So in the past, this is a loop. Look how all of these are all interconnected, and the past, the present, and the future, look, they're in a straight line. They're in a straight line. They're all happening at the same time. Your past, present, and future are happening at the same time. This is difficult to understand because we've been taught that time is linear and time happens and it leaves. No, but time happens and it comes back. And so time is a loop. So time is a cycle. So this is why we mean by karmic cycles. The past, present, and future are fueling all of them. So let's say this is your past life. Let's say in a past life, you had an abusive relationship in your marriage, but you would never say anything. And you would just always hold so many emotions, and you would hold your words in your throat and you would never express it. That can manifest now as you attracting the same types of romantic partners, friends, or toxic bosses, because you haven't cleared that from the past yet. So you have to clear that because that memory is staying in your soul. So you have to clear that in the present. So these bad things that happen to us, they are actually kind of helpful because they're helping us to clear those things that we haven't yet cleared, that will allow our soul to expand. And it's all about integration. So if let's say we go to this past life, and let's just say in that past life, we decide to release that sense of guilt about expressing ourselves, and you release that from your past life, it's going to affect your present relationships, all of them, not just romantic. Even though this one was a romantic one, it's going to affect all of your relationships. And in the future, when you reincarnate, you won't have to go through that lesson again. And so you have to think about this. This is not a sprint. This is a long-term game. All of us are 99.999% going to reincarnate again. Some of us, it's going to happen here on Earth. For some of us, it's going to happen on other planets. And the more that you can clear now, the easier lives that you're going to have in the future. Okay, so you have to think about this very big picture. Your life is going to be thousands and thousands of years old. So just put in the hard work now during this eclipse season to help to clear a lot of things easier. That's the main theme for this eclipse. It's all about clearing. And so again, sometimes let's just say you were a monk in a past life or a nun. And in a past life because you lived in a monastery and they gave you food, they gave you shelter, they took care of you, they took care of your medical bills, then you made a vow to poverty, because it's like, what do I need money for if I have food and I have shelter and my health and all my basic needs are being met? So I'm going to make a vow to poverty. Let's say you now reincarnate and you're reincarnated in a capitalistic economy where you have to pay rent and you have to pay for electricity and you have to pay for groceries, which is most of us. So will this vow of poverty, will it serve you in this lifetime? In this lifetime, it served you, right? Because it made sense. Does it make sense for you to have that vow of poverty now? For some of you, most of us, it won't, because most of us are not living in temples and monasteries where we're taken care of. So this is why we have to release karmic vows, karmic contracts to groups, karmic contracts to relationships, and karmic vows and karmic oaths. This does not only mean making a karmic contract, oath, or vow to a person or a group. It could also mean making a karmic oath to a religion, to a way of thinking, to a belief. And so this is why when you clear things from your past, it's going to affect your present life and your future. And so that's what we're going to be focusing on for our eclipse ceremony. In our ceremony, we're going to be doing an alchemy ritual with your higher self. So your higher self, you're actually going to get to talk to them and connect with them and ask them, what do you need to release right now? Because trust me, we have, again, every word, every thought, every action that you have, that is karma. So we have mountains and mountains of karma across this lifetime and past lifetimes, because you've been reincarnated hundreds and thousands of times. You're a very old soul. A lot of us here are now. That's why we're coming back to Earth to bring our wisdom to help Earth through this ascension process, through this evolutionary period that we're moving through. So you're going to talk to your higher self, which your higher self knows what your past and your present and your future look like. And you're going to ask them, what's the most important thing for you to release right now? Because we need to release and know that this does happen automatically, but a lot of the times also we have, it's the left and the right brain. It happens with the left brain, but we also have to do it with the right brain. So when you do this, connect the left and the right brain together, you access 100% of your energy, your pineal gland here. And so the tips that I gave you, of course, use them and do that for the next, again, this portal peaks until May 22nd, so keep focusing on that. But if you want to do this in a group setting, when you meditate with a group, it makes your release, your manifesting, whatever your intention was, 3 times more powerful. And that's exactly why we have group ceremonies, group meditations, so that we can leverage the power of our group, because it makes it so much more powerful. And the alchemy ritual that we are going to do in this ceremony, it's going to help us to release karma, not just karmic vows and contracts and energies from this lifetime, but from other lifetimes. And honestly, it's going to be really powerful, and it's going to be very intense, and I'm super excited about it. So if you want to get more information, or if it interests you in any way, you can click the link in my bio to read more about it and to join us for this ceremony. With these ceremonies that we do, we create these circles out of space and time, because yes, I'm here on the west coast of the United States. You may be in Europe, you may be in Africa, you may be in Australia, but our higher selves are not in Australia, they're not in Africa, they're not in the US. Our higher selves can move at the speed of light. And so we create this energy blueprint that also sits out of space and time. So even if you watch the recording, you will connect with this blueprint of energy that is sitting in the ethereal plane, and that's how you'll be able to leverage the energy of the group. And so even if you can't join live, you can always watch the recording. It's just as powerful. And with these recordings, you can also watch them at any full moon or anytime you feel drawn to working with this energy. So it's not like, oh, I'm only going to listen to this for 3 days. No, you can actually listen to it longer. And I'm also in that ceremony, I'm going to share more rituals and more things that you can do, practices that you can do so that you can move through this period and release as much as possible in the most optimal way, because releasing can be uncomfortable, but how can we release with more grace, with more ease? And that's what my goal is. So I'm super excited about that. So you can join the ceremony in the link in my bio to get more information if it calls to you. If you're just interested, or you're like, I have no idea what this is, let me check it out. Just go read it, check it out. It's for beginners, it's for advanced, it's for all levels, because we're not doing this with ego. We're going to be connecting with our higher self. And the higher self is advanced across the board for all of us. So they're going to be the ones telling us what we need to release and what we need to do. So I'm super excited about that. Also, just remember that the same day as the eclipse, it's Vesak Day. So this is the day that Buddha, it's celebrated as the day of Buddha's birth, his enlightenment, and his transition, his death. And with this, just remember, what did Buddha teach? Buddha taught us non-attachment, to not be attached, because nothing is permanent, and really allow that theme to sink into yourself right now. Don't attach to emotions. Don't attach let me know in the chat, do you see a lot of relationships ending right now for you, or maybe projects are ending? But that's what eclipses do. They bring endings. So any endings that you're seeing right now, don't attach to them. Just observe. Of course, you can be sad. You can be, moving through grief, but don't attach and just allow them to happen, because everything has to run its course. And I know it's super painful. Like, it's very painful for me when I have to let go of friendships. That's very difficult for me to do because I get very attached. But be gentle, be patient. It does take time. And just know that, whatever is meant for you, for your highest good, it's going to come back to you. Sometimes relationships, they come around in a circle and then they kind of stop, but then maybe those people will return back into our lives if they're meant to. So just know that. And yeah, remember to rest, be kind to yourself. Remember, we're detoxing so much. It's like, we're purging right now a lot. So be gentle with yourself, rest, take naps, and do what you need to do to take care of your body, move it around, drink more water. Remember, the moon is a super full moon, so you need to hydrate more, because it'll just help you to move through this period much faster. So someone's asking, should I start something with some old connection? And this is what I'm saying, you shouldn't be asking me. You shouldn't, I am no one to tell you what to do, right? You are giving me your power if you're letting me decide that for you. So you need to take back your power. What I will say in a neutral way, and this is that if people are coming from your past right now, you need to observe what unresolved emotions you have there. Doesn't mean necessarily that you're supposed to get back with them. It means that there's something unresolved there. Maybe it will be, maybe if you resolve that imbalance there, then maybe that will be a healthy relationship for you. But that's something that you have to do. That's so cool. Jen said, I had a crystal that is very special to me go missing and I just found it. Can you post that on our Facebook group? Like, because we were just talking about that on Wednesday, which is so cool. So for those of you who don't know, we have an Alchemy Academy, and every single Wednesday we have a group call like this, but not with hundreds of people on it. It's more intimate and people get to come on screen and we work through questions. And Jen's question was, my crystal disappeared and I don't know what to do because it's really special to me and I want it back. And so this is very normal if your crystals disappear. That's because most people don't know that crystals are living beings. And then, you know, I got into all of that and I got to explaining how she can ask what her crystal's doing, because our crystals are helping us across dimensions, right? Because here you are in the 3rd dimension, but you're also in the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. So your crystal might be helping you on another dimension. That's why it poofed out, and it can poof back in a lot of times. You'll notice that. But yeah, I'm super excited. If you want more information about the Alchemy Academy, you can go to our website. It's just go into my website and there's an Alchemy Academy page. It's more advanced techniques that we cover, and it's just awesome because we get weekly like sessions like this, but it's more intimate, where, you know, I'll answer your questions and we'll go through exercises together. But yeah, I hope you guys have an incredible full moon eclipse. Remember to rest, to hydrate, and to ground and to move your body around. If possible, you know, this energy is going to be extremely intense. If you feel called to, on Sunday and Monday, don't go out, because remember, on May 15th, Mars is entering Pisces. So Mars is the planet of war and aggression and intensity of passion, of sexuality. So and eclipses are always very intense, and this one is like 100 times more intense because it's a super full moon and it's a total eclipse. So, you know, you might see road rage, people just being very aggressive on the road. You might like notice people not being friendly out and about. You might notice yourself having miscommunications or arguments. So it's better, you know, if it resonates with you, maybe stay in, do something more chill, connect with yourself, work with that energy in that type of way. But I personally will not be going out because I can really feel the intensity of this energy. And yeah, I hope to see you guys at our full moon ceremony. You can get more information in the link in my bio, and have an incredible eclipse. Be gentle with yourself, and hope to see you at our full moon ceremony. Sending you all so much love. Thank you for choosing to return back to Earth during these times that are very transformative and sometimes very challenging. Know that this period of intensity is going to chill out around late June, so it's not gonna last forever. Just don't attach and let it go. And yeah, thank you for coming back, because the karmic cycles that you are releasing, the traumas that you are integrating and clearing for yourself, you're also doing that for our soul family here, our Golden Age Alchemy soul family, and you're also doing it for the collective, and you're doing it for your ancestors, for your family. So thank you for doing that hard work. I know it's not always easy, but I promise you it's going to pay off in the long term. And it's really time to end these karmic cycles, because remember, humanity right now is taking its power back, and that starts with you being that pillar of light, being that light warrior, showing people how it's done, how to take back your power and share that power with others. It's not about power over, power under anymore, but it's about us being examples, being pillars of light, being pillars of consciousness, of love. And we are these pillars of light that future generations are going to build the foundations on our work to create the 5th dimensional societies that will be on our earth. Yeah, so it's an exciting time. You know, we're laying down the foundations, so build these strong foundations in your life across your lifetimes. So do that work, and thank you for doing that work. Sending you all so much love. Bye.